How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the work week. Maybe you had maybe you had a stressful day. Maybe it was the market conditions. Well, you came to watch this video plus hear one of my corny jokes. Here it comes. Where do snowmen keep their money? In the snowbank. It's kind of corny, right? Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is SOS and EBON. We already know the market got beaten down today, and these two stocks definitely felt it. We also did notice in regards to the crypto space, we had a lot of selling off as well. But before we get started in all of that, in all my videos, I like to go over an agenda. You could also find timestamps down below in the description as well to make it easier for you to navigate and just in case you want to see certain parts of the video. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going over the technical analysis for SOS and EBON. We're going to be looking at some areas if it decides to pull back even further and if you believe in the long-term prospects, where you could take advantage of some opportunities. Then lastly, we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership. We want to see, have institutions been loading the boat on these stocks? I think it's very key to know, especially if you're an investor in these plays. And then we're going to be looking at the short interest information. What is the overall market sentiment? Is there any short squeeze potential? And then when that's done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts afterwards. So let's get into it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for SOS, which ended up closing the day at $3.58, being down 8.44% on the day. On the low, it tested $3.57, and then on the high, testing $3.90. So one of the things that we want to take a look at, we're definitely sitting on an area of support here. We've spoken about this 358, 360 level, seeing how well it would hold up. The chart is definitely looking bearish. As you can see, it is below our indicators in regards to the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what this means is there's definitely some more room for some downward pressure here. And a level to look out for will definitely be at this $3 level and keeping a very close eye on it. If it ends up breaking through this $3 level, then we could definitely end up seeing a price around 270, and to be exact, 275. So that 275 area of support, you want to see hold up that $3 area of support, and as well as that $3.13 level or $3.10 level, seeing how well that holds up if it decides to pull back. If we take a look at the RSI down below, it is well below 30. So like I said, it is oversold, and it does present a great buying opportunity if you believe in the long-term prospects of SOS. And like I was saying previously, if we want to start seeing a bullish trend again, it's definitely going to have to start reclaiming at least to the 21-day EMA and then having some more buying pressure and more volume to get it passing, that it reach back up to the 200-day. Is that going to be coming this week? I'm not seeing it because I do see it. I think it's going to be bearish for this week and so forth. So that's why I gave you those possible areas of pullbacks. But one of the things I'm going to be keeping an eye on the fact that, hey, we know if Bitcoin is going to be reaching 100K and you actually believe in that, then a lot of these stocks like SOS, EBON, and so forth can benefit from this particular type of price action. So that's part of the reasons why I still keep it on my watch list and I still have my positions and I haven't sold. So we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for SOS. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And we can see as of today on May the 10th, we have two institutions that are loading the boat. We have GSA Capital Partners loading up with just under 37,000 shares, and we have Keystra Advisory Services with just under 44,000 shares. So that's definitely some bullish behavior that we're seeing from institutions, and we could take a look even from May the 7th and May the 6th. Institutions have been loading the boat heavy for this stock. If we take a look at the short interest information here, the short volume ratio is at 12%. So it's considerably low and is below that 21% where we tend to look for in regards to a short squeeze. But if we take a look at the short shares availability, it stands at 800,000, which was updated 7 minutes ago. but the short ball free rate is at 11.65%, which was updated 7 minutes ago. And taking that into consideration, at 11.65%, if you are shorting SOS, you're definitely paying a hefty fee here. So if we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, it being at 12, like I was saying, that is fairly low. We ended up testing 11.7 back on May the 4th, and that's just being the lowest from what we have seen so far. So it'd be very interesting to see, especially as this week progresses, what it starts looking like throughout this week and so forth. But for the most part, what we are seeing, institutions are loading up on SOS, which is great to see. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis on eBond, which ended up closing today at $3.07, being down 11.01% on the day. On the low, it tested $3.06, and then on the high, testing $3.46. So the first thing that we can notice when we take a look at this chart, it is definitely looking bearish for eBond. We are below the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And we already know as far as the 52-week low is concerned, that's where we're at, which is that area of support right at 306. Could it go down even further? Most definitely can. So we looking forward to a retest of that $3 level. If that $3 level ends up breaking, I can see the 290 area being tested. Another thing to also understand, if we start wanting to see some bullish behavior from eBond, it's going to have to come back to the 21-day EMA at $3.34. We see it hit $3.46 on the high. So that's why we want to see that type of upside going into tomorrow, and also being able to maintain it by building consolidation, support, and some solid price action. If we take a look at the RSI down below, it is well below 30. So what does this mean? This does present a buying opportunity if anyone does believe in the long-term prospects of eBond. Like I said, I have small positions in eBond and as well as SOS, and I'm just waiting even further to actually average down on those positions. But like I said, I don't go heavily, especially when it comes to penny stocks like these. But it's one of the things that we need to understand, that hey, when the stock begins to run back up, and if you believe that Bitcoin is going to be hitting 100K, there's definitely some opportunity that opens up for you. So we're now on Fintel.io, and we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for eBond. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we haven't been seeing as much activity as what we've been seeing from SOS, but at the same time, as of May the 10th, what we have here, we have Camden Capital LLC that added 36,000 shares to their position. When we take a look at Blackstone, we're seeing actually negative 38,800. So what this is actually looking like, it looks like they've made adjustments to their positions in regards to actually selling. So that's part of the reasons why we need to understand this and see this for what it is. So they pretty much have gotten rid of 38 or just under 39,000 shares. But for the most part, we do have Camden Capital who started to load up on eBond. Now, if we take a look at the short interest information, so taking a look at the short interest information, which was updated as the end of Friday, it stands at a short volume ratio at 31%, which is fairly significant here. If we scroll down on the page, short shares availability stands at 500,000, updated 10 minutes ago, and the short ball free rate is at 1.90%. If we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see this 30 here. It's been a little bit, right? The last time we were able to actually revisit this 30 range was back on April the 30th. So taking this into consideration, now we're visiting that 30 range back on May the 7th. Things are definitely going to be looking interesting due to the fact that eBond has some short squeeze potential. If we end up getting some more volume and some more buying pressure, we could see some strong movements in the overall stock price. But if the demand is not there, then we're going to continue to get sell-offs, and that's what I want you guys to be aware of. So for my final thoughts for SOS and eBond, starting with SOS, we're seeing that institutions are definitely loading up on the prices that we're seeing. We could see also from the technical analysis alone, these current prices, you're definitely getting it at a steal. Could there be further room in regards to a downtrend? Of course, and that's part of the reasons why I am still waiting out, because I want to make sure I really get in at that lower cost average. Another thing also to understand as well, we know the market sentiment definitely not the greatest. We saw this past weekend going into Monday, things going on with Doge. We're seeing a lot of sell-offs in the crypto space, and we're also seeing a lot of sell-offs going on in the market overall in general. So these stocks are definitely getting beaten down. So if you believe in the long-term prospects, then definitely I see see with SOS, there's some opportunities here. So now, taking a look at EBON, definitely when it comes to institutional ownership, it's not as bullish as SOS. So that's one thing I want you guys to understand and also to be aware of. But when we do take a look at the short volume ratio, there is some short squeeze potential in EBON. We know that, hey, it's already on its lowest of lows. Can it go any lower? Hey, it can pull back. That's why I tell you guys, look at the technical analysis, make a decision from there. But I do see there's still some more room for upside. As we know, when we know and we believe that Bitcoin is going to be hitting 100K, then these stocks should be able to benefit from it, especially SOS. They've been really up to date in regards to, hey, here's what's going on as far as our developments in regards to making sure our mining rigs are in place. Here's how much Bitcoin, how much Ethereum we are creating. Here are the deals in regards to the plants, really legitimizing themselves and making sure that, hey, they're canceling any doubts that people may have about the legitimacy of the business. So overall, in general, SOS is definitely looking like the strongest out of the both of these stocks. This can change, but I feel that because SOS is being consistent with the updates and also they had a pretty good earnings report, that's why it's getting a little bit more attention and there's a lot more bullish movements in regards to SOS. But for the most part, when it comes to EBON, I still have my position, haven't sold anything. I'm just waiting for it to even dip further, add a little bit, not too much, because like I say, on this channel, these particular type of plays should not be taking up a significant size in your portfolio. Like I said, no more than 10% of your portfolio could be in these penny stock type of plays or risky volatile type of plays. I want you guys to understand that, because if you're going to be using up most of your portfolio on these type of plays, and when it's down or when it's extremely volatile, you need to be able to handle that mentally. And I just feel like it's really not worth the effort. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.